What's up, guys? Back with another video. It is so hot in Maryland. It's like 95 degrees today, like hotter than Baghdad. It was insane. If you haven't already subscribed, this video is on backtracking. What I mean by that is basically when you have goals, there are naturally times where you're gonna backtrack and mess up and just go back on what you said you were gonna do. For example, let's say you're trying to kick a shopping addiction. You just have a bad habit of buying things you don't need. And one day you just happen to go on Amazon and then like you just buy something that you really didn't need. Don't beat yourself up for it, but look as to what caused you to go back on your word that you weren't gonna buy something you didn't need. What was the trigger, right? There are oftentimes when you backtrack on your goals, there's often a trigger that reminds your brain of your previous habit, and then your brain wants to go back to that habit because there's like a connection to it. You have a neural pathway to that activity, so it's easier for you to do that activity than not to do it. Napoleon Hill, in his book Outwitting the Devil, calls this the law of hypnotic rhythm. Basically, a habit that you have, you're more likely to do it than not do it because you have that neural pathway connected to that habit. So, for example, your shopping addiction, buying things you don't need. A trigger might be the Amazon app that you have on your phone. So you see it and then you probably tell yourself, you know what, I'll just go on Amazon and I'll just look around, right? I'll just look around. I'll just look around. You probably say that to yourself, which is a lie. But your brain is very good at deceiving and tricking you. So you tell yourself that you're just gonna look around, and you do look around, but you start, adding. You say, oh, I'll add it to my cart. I'll just for later, right? I'll save it for later. And then you end up buying something you don't need, or a couple things you don't need. So if we go back to the root of the issue, it could be the Amazon app, which was a trigger to remind you of that habit. So what you can do is you can get rid of the app, or you can block it using like an app blocker. That's just an example. So backtracking is gonna happen. You just need to catch it as soon as possible, and then understand like what's the root cause, what's causing you to go back on self-improvement or the self-improvement activity you wanna do. Another reason why it's pretty easy to kind of fall back on your old habits is because your subconscious mind is like, well, we were doing this habit, and this person was staying alive. Like, he was staying alive, or he or she was staying alive while we were doing this habit. So what's so bad about it, right? I mean, he's still alive, he's still thriving. What's so bad about this habit? In fact, it probably filled a void of some kind. So let's bring it back, right? So that's really the thought process that's going on in the subconscious mind when you try to kick a bad habit or an old habit that you don't want to do anymore. There's that conversation, there's that thought process that's going on. So you need to have a way of cutting that off and then establishing a new pathway. There's something called the 21-90-day rule. So to make a habit, it takes about 21 days, and to really establish it and solidify it and have it be like part of you, like literally part of you, it takes at least 90 days. So 90 days of a habit. Let's say you want to get really good at yoga or something. 90 days straight of doing yoga will really solidify that. I think that's according to science. Me personally, I think it takes me a little less than 90 days to really solidify it. I'd say about probably 60 days. But that's, I guess, for on average, pretty much on average. So understanding backsliding, just get back on it and don't beat yourself up too much for it. That's in this video. Take care of yourselves. Peace.